I found out I was pregnant when I was 20 years old. And I was going from second year to third year. So that summer, May 2015. And I missed my period. I didn't have all the symptoms, but then all of a sudden they came all at once and I started to panic. I thought it was because of the stress of college. However, I called up my sorority sister and I was like, listen, I think I'm pregnant. She was like, no, like this is not happening. This is not happening to you. And I remember that I called her and I was like, you need to pick me up after work. When she finally picked me up, we went to the CVS and we got a pregnancy test and we went to her house and it came out positive. I remember in her room, I was crying. I was sobbing. I was so scared. I didn't know what to do. And she's like, Amy, breathe. It's okay. You're going to be okay. I know what to do. And she called Planned Parenthood. That was the first thing she did. She asked if my Medicaid would cover it. She asked if it was going to be private because I didn't want my parents to find out. And then I didn't know if I should tell the guy right there and then. She said, well, breathe, relax, we'll call him after. So we did. We called him after. And he reacted very in shock. He was like, okay. Like he literally didn't say anything. And Jessica, my sorority sister, was like, what happened? That was so weird. I'm like, just give him a moment. I think he's just, taking it in. And then I was right. He called me 25 minutes after and he was like, okay, my brother went through this with his girlfriend. Like, I know what to do. Like, are you okay? And I'm like, yes, you had to ask your brother to ask me if I was okay. But I understood and I said, yes, I'm okay. I know that I'm definitely going to have an abortion. I'm going into my third year of college. I know what to do with my life. And I want to continue my career and I don't want anything to stop it. And he's like, I respect your decision. And if you need anything, if you want me to go with you, I can go with you. And I'm like, that's not necessary. I can go with my sisters. It's okay. I don't want you there because then it'll be more of a big deal for me. And he's like, okay, I respect that. And so then we went to Planned Parenthood. I went with another sorority sister. I feel like overall it was really scary, but I definitely had the people that I can go to and support. I think that men can literally be an ally by just asking, what do you need? What do you want? What are your options? What are you thinking about? And just being there for her, whatever she wants and needs, to really question it, to ask questions. If like that's okay, you can ask questions, but just making sure that you're not putting her through more stress than she already is, because it's already such a hard thing to find out, especially when you're not expecting it. And I also think that it's important for men to already have these resources on check. If you're having unprotected sex, which you shouldn't, right? You should definitely have already those resources, know about Planned Parenthood, know about what Medicaid, I don't know, what happens, get Plan B, I don't know, something that makes you useful in the situation. And I think that definitely reading about what women go through, specifically because obviously you're not going through that situation. So reading about the different stories and why women make those decisions. The first thought having an abortion, I think it was very traumatizing because I remember my mom telling me her stories about when she had an abortion that was forceful. Her sister made her have a forced abortion. Therefore, she already had an idea that abortion is horrible. But I said, no, Mom, that wasn't your choice. So that's the part that's horrible. So I think that ever since I was a kid growing up, of what the Catholic Church says, about what the Christian Church says, about what people say about women that have abortions. If women were having unprotected sex, they should think better. Those kinds of stereotypes and stigmas put women in situations where they don't want to be in. And I think that all of that was carrying within me when I was waiting for my procedure. And I think that during my procedure, I was really scared. But honestly, everyone in the in the service was really nice, and they all walked me through the options that I had, what was happening, and I think that really like calmed me down. And I think that afterwards, my best friend, she really helped me through the situation. But of course, it's always traumatizing. Like I said, this is my first time saying the story out loud because I still can't believe that I had an abortion in the first place, because it's something that you don't think that you will have in your life. And I remember that after I had the procedure and I went to my sister's house, I had a dream, actually, and it was a really horrible dream. And it actually reminded me of a dream that I had when I was sexually assaulted the first time, where I had a dream where I was in the corner of a room and I was just bleeding. And I think that obviously that would always stick with me, because it's something that I always remember, like May 25th, 2015. I'll always remember that. I think pro-choice is very important because there's many different stories to why women have an abortion. Even women that already have kids have abortions because they didn't plan on having more kids. Women that are not in the situations for having kids because they don't have money to afford a kid. I think that the narrative is always like women, if they're being raped, then they shouldn't be having that child. And I think that women shouldn't have to go through so much trauma to have a choice. I think what made me feel empowered was seeing other brown women talking about their abortion, because I usually see a lot of white women in the forefront about the abortion movement. And coming from my culture and coming from where I come from, seeing my mom growing up the way that she talked about abortion and seeing all brown Christian folks talking about abortion, it really traumatized me. So seeing movements such as Thank God for Abortion, which is led by an awesome Latina, she's made shirts with it, she's made crowns with it, she's really honored the women that have gone through that experience. And I think seeing women like that have really empowered me to tell my story. I think men making the decision for us is based off complete control of our bodies, of what we're supposed to, like, what are we meant to do in this world, especially as cis women. We're only seen as reproductive, like a reproductive system, our bodies. And I think that it's completely disgusting that they're making these rules that are not even about them and that have no concern about them, and they have no idea what women have gone through.